Alright, so the very first thing I'm doing is I'm blocking out the brows, and then I'm taking a brown eyeshadow on an angled brush, and I'm going to start drawing these very new, very drag queen, very high and evil looking arched eyebrows. And then I'm taking my Maybelline concealer and applying this on my lids, blending it out, and then setting it with some setting powder to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And then I'm taking my NYX's Jumbo eyeliner pencil in a black bean and covering my entire lids using this. And then with my ring finger, I'm just blending the color out. And then I'm taking my Ben Nye Rainbow Wheel and I'm taking the orange as a color corrector and applying this where my eyebrows are to make sure that the darkness on my brows does not show through. Applying my foundation on top of that, and then with a beauty blender I'm just buffing that out and then setting it with powder and removing whatever is left. And then I'm taking the red eyeshadow from the Morphe 35C palette on this fluffy blending brush by Morphe as well. This is the M200 brush, and I'm applying the shade on the outer corner of the eye, blending it all the way down my crease and then flicking it up in the outer corner to create more of an evil cat eye expression. And then I'm taking this white cream paint and basically carving out my brand new drag queen eyebrows, and then using this fine flat detail brush I got from a craft store with Paradise Paint in black, and I'm going to start filling in my brand new on fleek drag queen eyebrows. And then I'm using a black eyeshadow to fill in the inner portion of those eyebrows. And then I'm going to take the white cream paint and carve the brows a little bit more, making sure that they are literally on fleek, blending the white so that it won't be a stark line. And then I'm taking this black eyeshadow and I'm going to pat this on my lid, and then taking that Morphe brush again and just blending the red and black together. For my foundation, I mixed in Ben Nye's Professional Clown White Cream Makeup with my Maybelline FIT ME foundation to get a really pale skin tone, and then I just dotted this all over my face, and with my damp beauty blender I just buffed this into my skin, making sure to cover my whole entire face and neck, but I left out the ears because that's going to be covered by my wig. And when it came to the eyebrows, I just used a flat brush to sort of like carve outside of that, and then I just took a powder to set everything and then removed whatever was left from the powder to make sure that it didn't cake up my face. Contoured the sides of my nose using more of that red eyeshadow, and then I took a little bit of that black eyeshadow and packed this on the inner corner of the eye, almost reaching the eyebrow, and blended that out to give me more of an evil expression. Then I'm just fixing my brows a little bit more, and then with a packing brush, I'm just packing the red eyeshadow on my lower lid, and then blending that out to create more of a smoky under eye effect. Now to contour, I use the darkest shade from the NYX's contour palette, and then I use a piece of paper to give me more of a cut, very defined cheekbone, and then I just use a buffing brush to sort of buff the contour along my forehead and my cheeks, and then blending more of that red eyeshadow with the contours. Then I took white cream paint and dotted this on the tip of my nose to give me more of a thin nose effect, and then took black bean and applied this to my waterlines. And to give me a very intense highlight, I first used the Morphe 35O palette, and also taking the actual highlight from the NYX's contour kit and applying this on the top of my cheekbones, the tip of my nose, and my cupid's bow to give me more of a glowing goddess type of radiant look. And then I'm taking red Paradise Paint by Mehron mixed with a little bit of black to give me a blood red kind of color, and applied this all over my lips, making sure that the actual red was mainly concentrated on the center and the black was concentrated more on the outer corners. Then taking my ring finger and just smearing the paint all over my lips to give me more of a blood stain kind of effect. You know, this is like a vampiric Bloody Mary, so I imagine her, you know, feasting on people, drinking their blood, eating their brains, or whatever she wants to eat. And then I'm taking red Paradise Paint on a fine detail brush, and I'm starting to create some veins coming out from the lips to give him more of a gross and grungy kind of effect. And then for the burned cross on my forehead, what I did was that I took a red eyeliner pencil and I sketched out an upside down cross, and then I took Mehron's liquid latex and applied the latex where I drew the sketch of the cross, and then I took cotton balls and I saturated those in latex, making sure to keep the outer part as flat as possible because this is the part that's gonna blend with my skin, and then keeping the inner part raised because this is where the raised skin is going to be. And I did that covering the whole entire cross using latex and cotton balls. Now sadly I lost the footage on how to create this burn, but do not worry because I actually have a tutorial here on YouTube on how to create realistic looking burns using latex and cotton, so I'll just have that link down below. So do not worry, I got you fam, I got you. And now I'm taking castor sealer and I'm going to apply this on the latex to make sure that the makeup adheres well. If you do not know this, even though I've already repeated it many times in my videos, regular makeup does not stick to liquid latex as well as grease foundations would, so you at least need a sealer or something to cover up the latex before applying any cream foundations on top of that. Then I'm taking my Benign bruise wheel and I'm taking the red shade and applying this on the inner edges of the cross and then blending that color out until I have no pigment left on my brush. And then I'm taking whatever is left on the brush and just dotting this on the outer edge of the cross to give the skin more of a raised and bruised and burned illusion. I know, that was like a mouthful. Anyways, I'm taking the blue and applying this where the deeper areas are to give the skin more of an actual bruised up appearance. And then I'm also dotting this on the inner areas of the cross to give it more depth and dimension. I then moved on to taking the purple shade from the bruise wheel and just dotting this away from the cross to give the skin more of an actual bruised up kind of appearance, and also taking that purple shade and dotting this around the edges of the cross to give it more of a raised illusion. Then for the fun part, I'm taking Ben Nye's scab blood and applying this on the inner edges of the cross, and then with a spatula I'm just dragging it vertically and horizontally to give the skin more of an actual textured kind of effect. After covering the burn using castor sealer and ripping up a couple of holes on a cosmetic wedge to add texture, I'm just picking up this pink cream makeup from Graftobian and adding this all over the burn to create more of an irritated kind of skin effect, because obviously with a really bad burn like this, your skin is not going to be very happy with you, okay? And then I'm taking the darkest shades from the Ben Nye bruise wheel and adding this on the inner edges of the blisters to add depth, taking the red shades and filling in the blisters before taking the cosmetic wedge and spreading the red all over the burn to make the skin look even worse. And just like I did with the burn on my forehead, I'm just taking the purples and the blues from the bruise wheel and I'm going to add this on the deeper areas of the burns to add more depth and dimension and to make some areas look really bruised up and raised. And then I'm taking this really light foundation and applying this on the edges of the blisters as well as certain areas of the burn to make those areas look lifted up and more raised and three-dimensional. And lastly, what I'm doing is I'm taking a little bit of 99% alcohol and mixing it with the purples and the reds from the bruise wheel, and I'm going to start creating these veins coming out from the burn. By using a little bit of 99% alcohol, it's going to give you the illusion that the veins are under the skin and the effect of translucency. And after these final steps, you are basically done. I'm aware that one of the lashes is kind of lower than the other one, but these lenses did not allow me to see very well what I was doing, so I kind of did a horrible job at the lashes, but we're just gonna roll with it and pretend this is not happening, okay? We can just live with it. Now, you could obviously leave this as is, or if you want to take it a step further, you can add bloody tears. Now, what I'm doing is I'm taking fake blood on a small brush and I'm setting it at a certain point near my eye and I'm letting the blood trickle down. I'm obviously not getting this anywhere in my eye. I'm just putting this very, very near, close to the waterline and being careful not to get it inside. And if you're not making funny faces, then you're not doing it right. Also letting it drip down my mouth, and then I was officially done with this drag queen, glam, Bloody Mary inspired, vampiric makeup look. I honestly do not know what to call it, but we'll just go with that. So I really hope that you all enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you want to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, the links will be down below, as well as the list of products I used in this video. So I really hope to see you next time, and bye!